So, could we see New York Attorney General Letitia James behind bars? Think of that. Joining us now is Gregg Jarrett, Fox News legal analyst. All right, so mortgage fraud, and there's other stuff, wire fraud, bank fraud, the grand jury press charges. Gregg, you tell me. I'm people telling me she could go to jail for 60 years, be fined $2 million, forfeit everything she owns. That's not near as bad as she tried to perpetrate against Mr. Trump for no good reason at all. But it's not a bad beginning.
Well, good to see you, Larry. If the facts stated in the indictment are true and accurate, then, yeah, I mean, it's a serious case against Letitia James. Look, you cannot claim a house, whether it's primary or secondary, as an occupied residence, obtain a lower, more favorable mortgage rate, and then behind the bank's back, rent it out. You're cheating the lender. You're lying about its usage and to its detriment. And documents show that James incriminated herself. Her mortgage insurance applications both said she would occupy the house at least partially. But then on IRS records, guess what? She admitted, oh, no, it's purely a rental, zero personal occupancy. Well, can't be both. And it turns out that James never resided there even briefly. Her defense, we already know that from her lawyers, is, oh, it's a terrible misunderstanding. And, you know, it's a paperwork snafu. Somebody else is to blame.
Well, wait a minute.
Under James.
Wait a minute. A snafu? That was her whole argument against Trump. Business records that he probably never even saw. And she's got some little small Virginia Beach house that no one cares about, and she couldn't even get that right. And then she hires Abby Lowell of Hunter Biden. I mean, this whole thing, I have to get hold of myself. I must get hold of myself. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Well, your point is excellent, Larry, because under her own stated standard, in the case she brought against Donald Trump, she declared openly it's not an excuse that somebody else did the paperwork. The borrower is always responsible regardless of what others did. Even worse, Larry, she issued a statement posted on social media a year ago, and it said, everyday Americans cannot lie to a bank to get a mortgage. Powerful people cannot cheat to get better loans. Those words will haunt her in court.
Powerful people like the Attorney General of a large state. How about those kinds of powerful people? Wow. Does this, by the way, does this grand jury only affecting the Virginia property? I think it's Virginia Beach, but wherever it is in Virginia, or does that include the Brooklyn property? Because she kind of fibbed on the Brooklyn property too, did she not?
Yeah, at least that's what the head of the Federal Housing Finance Authority said in the criminal referral, that she misrepresented the occupancy of that house. And I believe there may be a criminal grand jury evaluating whether to charge her in New York as well as Virginia. Of course, she's whining that the law is being weaponized against her. Spare me the moral outrage. She was the one who campaigned on getting Trump, then conjured up a ludicrous case that was slapped down by the appellate court. She became the face of lawfare in New York and now has the audacity to claim, oh, I'm a poor victim of lawfare by Trump. The irony is stunning.
As Miranda Devine reminded us last night here, no one's above the law. I mean, it was Letitia James that kept saying that. No one's above the law, including powerful people like the Attorney General of a large blue state. Lisa Cook at the Fed, she kind of got off. She's going to be voting in late October and again in December on interest rates, even though she may well be guilty of even worse infractions on this mortgage fraud story. I don't understand why the Supremes wait so long on this one, Gregg Jarrett.
Well, I couldn't agree more with you, but they're letting her keep her job for now as the litigation continues in that particular case. And, I think Adam Schiff may be looking at an indictment for mortgage fraud. Lisa Cook could be facing an indictment for the same thing. And, to the anchor at CNN who said, oh, everybody does it. Everybody cheats on their mortgage. I got news for her. No, they don't. And by the way, a lot of people get prosecuted for it. Just ask the state's attorney in Baltimore, Marilyn Mosley, who ended up getting convicted.
You know, St. Louis and I just made a purchase here in town, and we had lawyers, hundreds of lawyers. We had to. There's so many, regulatory barriers to buying a home or getting a mortgage. You got to have 10 lawyers to the left of you and 10 lawyers to the right of you. Who are these people trying to kid? I just went through it. Ordinary Americans know just what a pain in the neck it is, and you got to have lawyers. Lawyers are king. So the fact is that she's saying, oh, it was just a little thing we overlooked, like dotting an I or crossing a T. That is just nonsense. That is utter nonsense.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought you bought the Plaza Hotel, Larry. Isn't that what you bought?
That was a couple of years.
Or at least it's as big as the Plaza.
That was a couple years ago that I bought the Plaza. Now, this is a pied-à-terre because I couldn't pay the maintenance on the Plaza. Gregg Jarrett.
I'll come visit.
Yeah, I wish you would. Gregg Jarrett is the best of the best, and folks, I'll be right back.